Well, the news from the new DCU is fast and furious. We are clearly getting something very new. And over the last couple of days, we've gotten so many updates from James Gunn, I thought we could compress them down into one story. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about this new DC reboot, all the new Batman news, and that leaked DC Studios logo that looks to be very, well, New 52. Let's break it down. Well, if you've been paying attention, James Gunn and DC Studios have been hitting us with a lot of news. We are clearly in a new era for superhero movie news, and James Gunn is leading the charge, clarifying things almost in real time. This isn't something we've ever had before, and I have to say it's completely refreshing after several years of just fake scoopers and made-up news dominating the industry. Today we're going to talk a little bit about all the Batman news that has come our way, that new DC Studios logo that got leaked earlier today, and the possibility that the fan-loved Snyderverse is indeed dead. Now, probably the biggest topic of discussion once we found out Henry Cavill was indeed out as Superman, which is a really big story. We talked about it the other day, but the next thing to think about would be Batman. Over the past couple of days, we've gotten multiple reports from James Gunn and even Matt Reeves talking about where Batman is going. Now, a couple of days ago, Variety dropped a report that Matt Reeves' version of Batman, that would be Robert Pattinson, would be integrated into James Gunn's new DCU. It didn't take very long for James to absolutely shoot that down. And although he was nice about it, he was very clear. Let's check out that tweet. To quote James, "There are few reporters I love more than Andrew Bravery, truly a good guy. But in this case, he needs to get a new source, as this is entirely untrue." Now, the best part about this was, shortly after that, Matt Reeves actually chimed in and said his best source was Mr. James Gunn. So clearly, even the people who are developing the content know James is leading the charge and has the horse by the reins. Pretty clear to me, Matt Reeves' Batman is standalone, just like the Joker. But how long this continues, we'll have to wait and see. Like I've said, even if you love Pattinson as Batman, I don't think there's any way he signs a deal big enough to become the mainstream Batman. I just don't see Pattinson as the kind of guy that signs a 6 or 7 movie deal and locks himself into this production schedule that Gunn is going to have to run. It's not that I don't love Pattinson in the role, I just don't think he fits in the DCU, and the production schedule is problematic. I also think the grounded approach that Matt Reeves has taken makes it really difficult to add superpowered heroes at this point. I think the bigger worry actually for Batman fans, especially if you're a fan of Pattinson, should be whether the new Batman that comes to the DCU absolutely rocks it and fans truly like it more. James Gunn has confirmed that Batman will be a big part of the DCU, which really shouldn't surprise anybody. But I do think a very successful franchise here could impact the other Batman franchise and maybe cause some adjustments. Now, like I said, Batman being at the center shouldn't surprise anybody. Zaslav has made it super clear he wants the Trinity front and center, and that means a lot of Batman. But then there's Ben Affleck and a little bit of other news. Now, I don't think Ben is coming back to suit up. But interestingly enough, James Gunn did confirm they've been having talks with Ben Affleck, and he may very well direct something. This would be absolute kismet if the stars aligned and Ben Affleck directed the next Batman movie. I really have to wonder how this would impact fan support. I know there are many people who still want him to suit up, and I seriously doubt that's happening. But could some of that excitement be leveraged to the project if they put Ben Affleck behind the camera? This would be a really interesting quirk and weird direction to go, but I have to say, Ben can really make some great movies, and I would love to see him finally direct a Batman movie. Now, the second piece of news comes via a leak that was, I think, pretty unintentional, and that would be a new DC Studios logo. Now, as you know, James Gunn and Peter Safran have made it super clear that they intend to reset the shared world, and it looks like we're going to go full reboot. We'll talk about that more in a second. But with this new approach and a new name, we're obviously going to get a new logo. Now, earlier today, Harley Quinn writer Patrick Shoemaker dropped a picture on social media of a brand new Batman toy, which was pretty cool. But in the picture, he's wearing a hoodie that appears to have the new DC Studios logo. Now, it's a very simple logo. You should be seeing it right now in the new 52 style. It has silhouettes of all of DC's big heavy hitters, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Green Lantern, The Flash, and Aquaman, standing beside the DC title. Now, there's been a lot of speculation that this could be a mock-up or something they were just working on in-house, but to be fair, Schumacher has actually deleted the original post, and this to me seems to indicate it is indeed a real logo. I find it interesting they based it on the New 52 because of the way the New 52 kicked off, with everybody kind of in place. That might be a sign of what James Gunn has for the upcoming reboot. And that reboot is something we really need to talk about. To me and many other people, it seems very evident we are indeed headed to a reboot. We know Henry Cavill is out, Gunn's confirmed Pattinson isn't coming to the greater DCU, Gal Gadot had that message to her fans the other day, are all signs of this happening. Gunn has even also confirmed we're not getting another origin story for Superman, and not only has he clarified that, but this Superman will also be very familiar with lots of DC characters. This not only means characters at the Daily Planet, but could indeed mean he's already crossed paths with people like Batman and Wonder Woman. Now, it's not an official report, but we did get a little bit of information from My Time to Shine over on Twitter. Now, this guy is considered a scooper, and I'd take him with a grain of salt, but he has hit a lot of home runs in the last year, and this report seems to kind of confirm what we all thought. Let's check out the tweet. In case it wasn't clear by now, they're all gone. The ending of The Flash won't matter either way. The Snyderverse is officially dead. James Gunn is doing a full reboot. He wants a clean slate. Now, this is something we have been speculating on for a while, and it does seem to finally be coming to fruition. Unless DC Studios plans to keep a few familiar faces around, which I have to say would be really confusing, it appears that Shazam's story will indeed end with the second movie. Flash's multiverse of madness type adventure won't really have any impact on the DC universe, and sadly, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom may have a run just as another comic book movie. With all of this going on, it feels like they're just trying to minimize damage and not lose any more money until Gunn can get his plan in place. It kind of does make a lot of sense, but it is sad to see so much work go into some projects that ultimately probably won't matter. To be fair, the DCEU launched in 2013, making it about 10 years old, but it never really got the legs or momentum that Marvel had, and I think this reboot is a necessary evil at this point, although I know many fans will be pretty upset to lose some of their favorite actors in those roles. Now, I don't suspect the DC News is going to slow down over the next couple of days. We know Gunn and crew are meeting with more Warner Brothers Discovery executives, and I suspect the more time that goes by, the more information is going to leak out, and we're probably going to have some sort of official announcement or news much sooner than many of us had hoped. Honestly, I think kicking this universe off with Superman is a great idea, and that likely will be followed with Batman and Wonder Woman, probably in a 1-2-3 punch, establishing this new universe with a firm foundation and moving forward quickly. Now, obviously, we're covering everything DC Studios moving forward, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we're going to bring you all the news as soon as it drops. But until we know more, what do you guys think? How do you feel about James Gunn squashing all these rumors like Pattinson joining the DCU as quickly as possible? And do you feel like the Snyderverse is indeed truly dead? Tell me what you think on the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.